Hey guys, how you doing? I am Juan Thompson, guys, and I just want to just do a little video. And before I talk about everything, I want to let you guys know I'm not a professional. This is an opinion, of course, and well, some of it's going to be some facts in there as well, but a lot of this is going to be from a male's perspective. I'm by no means trying to tell a woman how and what to do. Just giving you a perspective from a male's point of view. So, so standards, right? Standards is very important when it comes to, dating and everything like that. Especially if you are dating with the intent to find a husband. I think it starts with standards. Women, you guys set the bar. Women, you set the bar for us men. Little do you guys know, you guys set the bar. And the higher the bar you guys set, the more we as men will prevail. We'll try to reach it. You know what I'm saying? So if you are coming in at a low bar, then you know what I'm saying, you're just getting what you asked for, basically. So standards, right? Standards is typically, for me as a man, when it comes to standards, I have very strict standards what I look for in a woman, right? I typically don't go for a woman that's masculine, that's unfit, that's not feminine. These are things that I look for in a woman's strict face value. And I want to say there's a lot of beautiful big women out here, beautiful more than I've ever seen in my life. Like there's a lot of gorgeous big women, but for me personally, they're not my type. As you can see, I'm not a big guy. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't go for bigger women, but I will see a big woman and I will let her know, hey, you're gorgeous. Like, I just want to let you know you're gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to holler at her, but sometimes I do like to let them know, hey, you're beautiful, because a lot of them are. But I'm not going to look at her and say, you know what, I'm going to get with her and I'm going to make her lose 40, 50 pounds and get her down to a suitable weight size for me. And you know what I'm saying, we live happily ever after. That's just not how men think, typically. Women, however, think like that sometimes. Because you guys lead with your emotions, right? You guys lead with emotions versus logic. And that's where the standards come into play, right? A woman will see a man that's very attractive, right? Will approach her and he will, she may look at him and say, he's a nice looking dude, blah, blah, blah. And then you get on the phone with him. Y'all may exchange numbers. And then you get on the phone with him and talk to him that night. And he's letting you know, hey, yes, because y'all conversing, y'all going back and forth, having a cool conversation. He's a nice guy. Seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. However, he tells you, hey, well, look, right now, I kind of hit a roadblock in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a car. I'm in between jobs, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, get myself together. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you females will fall for that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm going to say like this. I'll keep it a buck. I personally don't feel like a woman should build a man by far at all. But if that's a woman's choice, that's on her. But whatever that outcome is for her, that's on her. She has to hold herself accountable for whatever the outcome may be. Right? So let me go back to that. So a man says, hey, I'm in between jobs right now, kind of have, a situation with my car in the shop, you know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, trying to get my life back together, you know what I'm saying? And let's say the woman has, her mindset is that her standards for a man is she want a man that has a car, his own place, a job, right? He may not have to be making the most money in the world, but she just want him to have a stable job, a car, and have his own place that show that he has stability, right? A woman wants a man with stability. And however, like I said, a woman would typically veer off these things because you guys lead with your emotions. You get on the phone with this guy, he's talking a good game, he sounds great, he has a sexy voice, he knows what to say, and he weeds y'all in, you know what I'm saying? Despite he doesn't have what you want him to have, you still fall for that and you end up having sex with them. Now you're emotionally invested into him because now you have sex with the guy. A lot of you women, for us men, sex is an activity. For women, it's an emotional connection. And, you know, so he weeds you in, y'all have sex. Now you're emotionally invested in him. And now you're looking at him like, you know what? Oh, he's not what I want, but you know, I want to build him up. I want to get him to where he needs to be. And you women have great intentions with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to front. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all do it for controlling purposes. But some of y'all have good intentions for it. Some of y'all really genuinely want to build y'all man up and say, you know what, I got you. I got your back. I'm going to build you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to get you where you need to get to. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's what's up. We appreciate that. But it typically doesn't work out that well for y'all women. When y'all build a man, for y'all, let me tell you why. First, the reason why it doesn't work out for y'all is because typically, with a lot of cases, when you build a man, you as the woman lose a lot of respect for that man. How weird that sounds, because you're doing something that's going to go against your morals as a woman, right? Because you want to have, when you have a man, you want to have the highest level of respect for that man. You want to feel like you got the best deal in the world, right? You want to have the most highest level of respect. You want to be feminine to him. You want all that stuff, right? But when a woman has to build a man, it goes out the door. Majority of women are like this. And like I said, I like to say, like, I can't say all women are like this. But a nice majority of women are like this. A woman builds a man, puts money into this guy, buys him a car, gets him, pays off his debt, whatever she does for him to help him get to that next level. There's a certain level of respect she's going to lose for him, because a woman loves a self-made man. A woman loves a self-made man, a man that is very sufficient on his own, a man that can stand on his own 2 feet. Women love that. Why do you think women go for the top earning men in the country? Women typically go for the men that are earning within the top 20% in the country. That's 6 figures or high, at least in the high 5 figures, like 89, 90,000 and up, 6 figures or more. Women typically go for these men because they want men that are providers, that are successful. They love it. That's how a man is valued, right? So when a woman does this to a man, it has to build him up. It does break down that level of respect for him. And that can translate into various things that can backfire in the relationship. Like, she may not be physically attracted to him anymore, sexually attracted to him anymore, things like that. So the relationship itself kind of is going to go downward, despite all. It's like, despite she put all that into him, she looks at him like he's beneath her. And once she looks at him like that, it's a wrap. It's dead, right? Relationship is dead. Once a woman looks at her man as she's bigger than him or bigger than him, it's gone. It's dead. It's dead. The relationship is dead. And this is what I mean by women sticking to their guns when they have standards, and being disciplined enough to say, you know what? This is what I want in a man. This is what I'm sticking to. Your wants, let me take that back. This is what I need in a man, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm sorry for misconstruing that, because what you want in a man is very different from what you need in a man, right? A man being 6 foot plus 220, whatever, that may be a want for a woman, but is it a need? Is that more important than him being able to pay bills for a woman? It's dependent on the woman, you know what I'm saying? But for most women, a woman wants a man that is a provider. And what are your needs versus your wants? And when you stick to that, let's say that, going back to the standards I was mentioning earlier, maybe this woman needs her man to have his own car. He has to have his own place and a job. And she wants a man that has a stability. That's a need. Whether he has a six-pack, buff, build, light skin, dark skin, tall, medium build, whatever. That is a want. Because it doesn't weigh as heavy as the need, right? You know, is sex that important to the point to where it's a need over a man being able to provide for a woman? For some women, it may be, and that's up to y'all. That's your business. Because, like I said, you're gonna have to be accountable for what the outcome happens out of that situation, right? So, like I said, standards, your needs versus your wants. And like I said, sticking to it is hard for women because, like I said, women lead with emotions. And you guys will fall for a guy and like him and all kinds of stuff will happen because of that or outside of what you originally wanted. And I believe that with women, if you stick to your guns, as far as your standards, you will have a better outcome in men. Because what happens is when you are dating a guy that is not within your standards, and you will always have some form of resentment for him. For example, this man that you liked him, he doesn't have a car, doesn't have a job. Let's say you let him move in, right? He's living under your roof. He's trying to get himself together. You know what I'm saying? You are only going to deal with that up to a certain amount of time. Maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe hopefully not longer than that. But you may allow him to be like, hey, get yourself together. I got you. I got your back. I'm here for you. I'm your girl. I'm your ride or die, blah, blah, blah. I'm here. So I get it. I've been in that position before. But, but like I said, a woman is only going to deal with that but for so long before she starts to get tired of him, tired of that man. And then there's a level of resentment that's going to fall into place for that man. Because now she's like, damn, I'm paying all the bills, I'm paying the rent, I'm buying the food, and this dude's at home playing PS5. You know what I'm saying? He's not looking at this as an opportunity to really get himself on point. And you don't see him as a go-getter. And therefore, if a man is lazy to a woman, oh, that's a big turnoff for a lot of women. If he's lazy, oh man, you can forget it. No ass, no nothing. You be lucky to get a kiss from her. You know what I'm saying? And why, as a woman, why would you want to live like that? Why would you want to live in a predicament where you're with a man that you look at as lower than you? Don't do that to yourselves. Don't do that. And this goes for men, because y'all can get the smoke too. Trust me. A man should never approach a woman that ain't got his shit together. Like I'm saying facts here, yo. Like, no man should step to a woman, especially a grown woman, paying bills, doing her thing, and you ain't got your shit together. You don't come to a woman with just your foundation unstable. You come to a woman at your highest peak to show her, because most women are marriage minded. They want to get married. That's what they want. Ultimately, a woman wants to be a wife. And if you're approaching a woman, a grown woman, and you are a man, you should not step to her and you don't have your shit together. Should not happen. Because for one, how does it make you look as a man? That woman should look at you and be like, dude, really? I mean, you should, like, a woman needs to tell a man just straight, like, look, like, you're a nice looking dude, you cool, but look, hey, I got standards in a man, and this is not to knock you, but get your shit together before you come holler at a female like me. A woman should be able to tell a man that. And you know what a man should do? A man is going to pretty much deal with it. It's going to be, because that will make a man look at himself like, damn, you know what? She got a good point. A lot of these men do believe like they can just holler at y'all females and just get some ass from y'all, because that's what we men do. We men are visual people. When we look at women, we are thinking of sex. You know, I mean, that is typically one of the first things on our mind. I'm just going to keep it 100%. So you know, women, you guys have to just step up y'all game with the standards, and y'all will have a better outcome on men. Because it's not a matter of if there's a good men, especially black men. There's a lot of great black men suitable for marriage, but you guys are not choosing the right ones. Y'all decision making on men is very, very, very trash. And then what happens is y'all don't take accountability for your poor choices. Therefore, you're resentful and you hate men, you hate black men, you call them broke and scrubs and blah, blah, blah. And you want to live this single life now, you know, but you have to sit back and look in the mirror and say, you know what, damn, he wasn't what I really wanted in a man in the first place. So I got to hold myself responsible for the outcome. Because I'm going to tell you like this, for us men, we do that. If we choose a chick that in the streets, like, yo, bro, my friends is like, yo, man, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. Like, she kind of a hoe, bro. I don't know why would you want to even, you know, mess with that. She be out here like that. And I look at her and I'm like, nah, bro, I can change her up. I can make her a housewife, right? And I bring her in and I move her in and I'm doing my thing. But then 6 months later or whatever, I find out she's out here cheating on me with other men. And my boys find out, they're like, dude, we told you. You got to go. They laugh at me now. They're like, dude, we told you she was a hoe. I don't know why you thought you could change her. But you know, as a man, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to have to take that hit. Because, you know, I chose her. I chose her. And what a lot of women are not doing is taking that accountability for the poor choice in men. Have yourselves a standard. Set a standard. Like I said, I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do. But this is just my personal opinion on what women should definitely, my advisement, your better outcome on men. Have a standard and stick to that standard. What are your wants and your needs? Your needs should be primary. Your wants should be secondary. All right? Trust me. Your outcome will be better. The men that you want, if you want a man that earns a certain type of money, let's say a 6-figure earning man, higher end men, you have to be in the proximity where these men are at. You need to find out where these men lurk. And that's how you attract them. As long as you understand that, like be in these proximities, that you will find these men. But again, like I said, women, if you have standards, understand a man's going to have standards too. Understand that, please. And unfortunately, the man's standards is really at the end of the day more that weighs heavier than the woman, because the man is the one that's going to be the provider. He's like, okay, listen, if I'm going to provide for you, if I'm going to do this for you, what am I going to get in return for my money? And that's what it boils down to. I'm going to keep 100%. You know, and that man is going to have his standards too. So be prepared for that. If a man tells you, look, I want my woman to be fit, feminine, cooperative, but I got you. You do this for me, I got you. You good. You ain't got to worry about nothing. I got you. You can't come in thinking like you can just be as is and have an attitude, be masculine, unfit, and thinking you can just do what you want to do It's not going to work that way. That may work for an average guy, because he's just taking what he can get. Because most average men are like that. Men that are 40, 50, $30,000 guys. These type of men, they kind of accept what they can get in a way. So they might deal with that masculine energy, that you being unfit, or they may not. They deal with it because they're getting what they can get. See, these men up here, they get what they want. And these women are going for them. It's not the other way around. These women are going for them. They have the options. They are the prize because they can change your life. They can give you what you need. They can give you the protection, the resources. They can give you all that. The security, the lifestyle that most women do want. Most women do want a higher end lifestyle. Not saying it's got to be super lavish, but most women want a lifestyle where their man is taking care of the bills. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want a man to be a provider. But like I said before, you have to know that he's going to want something in return. So if you have standards, he's going to have standards too. And you can't knock his standards. You're just going to have to come to middle ground. Okay, well, he has what I want. This is what he wants. So if I need to get myself to the point where, okay, he's accepting me for who I am, I'm going to get myself in the gym and maybe lose 10 more pounds. I'm going to be as fit and on point as I can for this man. There's nothing wrong with that. Women, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best version of yourself for your man. Are you crazy? Unfortunately, a lot of black women have issues with this. Why would you not want to be the best version for your man? The best version of yourself? That's crazy to me that women think think this is like being women that are like this is stupid. But it's funny because these are the primary reasons why successful black men typically marry outside of their race. And black women hate it. Hate it. It's understandable. I get it. But y'all have to understand why it's like that. The culture. Women of other races are bred to believe that their men are the prize. And they have to be at their best version of themselves for their man. Yes, they're also going for their careers. They're also going for their education. They're doing those things simultaneously, though. They're not putting that ahead of finding a husband. That's the difference between black women, most black women, and women of other races. Black women typically put their career and education ahead of all that, of finding a man, a husband. And then they're using their 20s to basically live it up, have a build up their body count, and just live that lifestyle, that young lifestyle, right? And then by the time they get 30, 33, 32, they're realizing, shit, I got my PhD, I got my master's. Now I'm ready to find a man. What? Completely backwards. And I know I started out about standards, but this goes into that. Because as a woman gets much older, she's making more money, her education's on point, especially black women, because you guys are the most enrolled in college right now, more than any other race. However, you are the most unmarried and single. Okay? Now, as you get older as a woman, in your money, your finances increases, your standards increase. So when you were coming in your 20s, you may have accepted a man that were maybe making, mediocre money. But now that you're in your highest level of income, you're going to want a man that's making most times more than what you're making. Because most women want to be able to look up to their man and look at their man as above them. Well, you should. And because now you're older, you make more money, you know what I'm saying? You're at the peak of your career. Now you want a man at that level or higher, and your dating pool is now gotten shorter. You can't ask for the same things that you were asking for at 23 than you are now at 33. You're not the same woman. You've aged, and men that are in that level that you are looking for, typically the men that are higher earners, do typically look for a certain demographic of women, which are typically younger women that have no kids, that are less educated. And it's not because these women are naive. It's because these women are easier to deal with. And that's just facts. That's their standards. A man of that level would have sex with a woman like that, of course, that's maybe not not who he would marry. He would have sex with her, but he wouldn't marry her, typically. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be 100% with you. There are some high-earning men out there that will accept a woman that's in their 30s pluses, may have kids, all that good stuff. That's facts. But it's not in the majority. It's not in the majority. They have high standards for themselves, just like a woman of that level will. So to sum this all up, women, I feel like I said before, to have better outcome on men is having a higher standard for yourself. Now, of course, keep your standards within, reason, right? What are your chances of meeting a multimillionaire, right? What are your chances of doing that? If you're not in the proximity of these men, it's high likely there's a high likelier chance you're not going to meet these type of men. If you're in the proximity of men that are making in the 100,000s, upper ends of maybe 5 figures, 90,000 and up, then you have a higher likelihood of you meeting these men. So you may want to find out where these men are. If you want to meet an average guy, just a regular guy, Joe Blow guy, making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. But stick to your standards. If this is what you want, if you want a man that's stable, financially stable, he may not have to make all the money in the world, but you do want him to be financially stable. You want him to have his own place. You want him to have his own car. You want to see a foundation. A man should never come to a woman with his foundation broken. He needs to come with his foundation set in place, because that shows a woman. That's a characteristic that a woman loves to see in a man, is a stable man. All right? So ladies, like I said, this is my first video doing this. I post a lot of stuff on Facebook, a lot of controversial stuff on Facebook, and I get a lot of pushback from a lot of women for the things I say. But you know what? Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all always. I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all need to hear, not what y'all want to hear. I'm not the type of dude that's gonna blow smoke up your ass. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you, and then you don't gotta respect. You ain't gotta like it, but you're gonna have to respect it. That hey, I'm coming at you 100%. Like, yo, this is what it is. And if you don't agree with it, there's nothing wrong with your disagreements, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't expect every woman to agree with what I say, but these are coming from a male's perspective and from the men that I know that are up here that do have these standards in a woman. And I'm telling you, women, that you need to up your standards in men so that way you can have a better outcome in men. Because we men, we have a standard in women that we want, and we stick to it. We don't waver off, especially when it comes from marriage. For sex, we'll waver off for sexual purposes. But for marriage, we don't. We stick to that, and women should do the same. If women, that you guys are going to you want to get married one day, you need to have standards for a man and stick to it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the video. And like I said, if you want more of these videos, I'd be happy to do them. Hey, be safe. If you have any questions, definitely put it in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Be safe on Juan again. Be safe. Bye.